Hi everyone. Yeah, we're supposed to have gone through this, but I've been occupied somewhat, so I've not really had the opportunity to release it. So we're going to go straight into what Forex is. Forex basically is a market where we buy and sell, but we don't buy and sell tomatoes or stuff or cooking stuff or anything. We buy and sell currencies. You buy one currency in exchange for another. When you go to buy something, there's always a value or a place you go to the market and tell you the person, okay, I want to buy this so thing. Like how much, at what price do you want to buy it? At what price are you selling rather? You understand? You ask the guys what price are you selling your products? So that's why we also have a price in Forex. You don't just buy and sell, you have a particular you can buy GBP at 1 point something 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 1.206 price level. So yeah, basically, that's what the foreign exchange market is. So the history of Forex basically started from the trade by barter system where you offer one good in exchange for another. I have my rice, then how do I and you want beans or I want beans and you have beans. So it's basically you buy and sell or you give me what you have, I collect what I want, or you give me what I want, you collect what you want. So basically that's the whole idea of um Forex. So yeah, and okay, how do you now determine the value of your rice over my beans? You understand? Because in the end, the fact that we both want it means one wants to be higher than one, or if they are valued the same. Understand? We need to know the value. So that's where the whole looking for a general means of how will I put it, a general means at which we can determine the value of one currency or one thing relative to another. So yeah, they use this Bretton Woods agreement where we decided to use the dollar, which was also tied to gold, to determine the value of one currency over another. But yeah, it collapsed, which led to the current one which we use, which led to the birth of the new modern day foreign exchange market, which relies totally on supply and demand. The supply of one currency over the demand of another. So that's how we know we can currently place the value on a particular currency. But in the end, why is USD used as so yeah, that's basically how it all started. Well, like why is USD used as our main currency pair? That's because the IMF and the UN store their reserves in the United States dollar. So that's why even when they want to release the money, they don't use the Japanese yen, they don't use the Nigerian naira, they don't use the Great Britain pound, you understand? They use the US dollar because that's what their reserves is there stored in. So who are the people participating in this forex market? We have the banks, corporate governments, institutional investors, and individual traders like you and I. These are the people involved in all this. So what did we trade? We trade the currency pairs, like I've been stated before, and we have the currency pairs are also divided into major and minor currency pairs. The people like GBP, USD, USD, everywhere, and so on, all fall under the major currency pairs. So now the market hours, Forex is compared to the stock market, Forex is a market that has a daily trading volume of about 6.6 trillion US dollar. Meanwhile, the one next to it is the New York Stock Exchange, which closes about 200 billion daily. You see how big the Forex market is. According to something I read sometime, they're like it's 26 times bigger than the New York Stock Exchange. So it's a very liquid market. Person if you finish the money for jail, you feel me? One trader cannot eat it all. It's too big. So yeah, that's the how massive the market is. So why is it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? You understand? That's because 5 days a week rather. That's because we have something called the sessions. We have the Asian session, the London session, the New York session, yeah, there are about four. You understand? So the reason behind that is because let's say we are in the Asian session or the Sydney session. Before the session ends, we're entering the Tokyo session. Why? So long as there's a bank open, the forex market will remain open, except all the banks are closed, which usually happens on the weekend. So as one session is closing, there's a bank that's opening in another country. Sydney is closing before Sydney closes, we're in Tokyo. So banks are opening in Tokyo. So the forex market rotates like that. So the only time it stops is when the banks are on weekends. You understand? Even when banks are on holiday, let's say there's US bank holiday, it will still continue. It's just that the price will be slow probably that day, and USD will be weak. But Japanese yen will still be any pair that has Japanese yen to still trade because Japanese banks are open. The forex markets will not close because one US bank is closed or something. So long as there's a bank open, it will be open. So basically that's the reason why it's a 24 hours a day and 5 days a week. So we're going to be going into talking about leverage and margin. Leverage is the ability to control a high amount of money with small amount of capital with a smaller amount of capital. So let's say with a leverage of 1 to 100, you can control a 100,000. That's whatever it is here times whatever your leverage is, your capital times your leverage. So that was what gives you that amount. But just understand that the more leverage you use, if the trade should go against you, it's just as you make much money, you can also lose that much. So you should also mind to have a comfortable leverage and not that's why they tell you do not over leverage. Don't over leverage because the more you leverage, the higher the risk. So what's the margin now? For instance, I need to buy something or I need to borrow or I need to collect money from the bank and the bank tells me, okay, and we're going to give you a certain amount of money, oh, but what do you have in return for us to hold? Okay, do you have a car? At least we can get you some car. So that's basically what margin is. You're going to your broker and tell them, okay, you want to leverage this in this particular trade on my account. The brother will tell you, okay, oh, if you want to do that, we are going to collect some amount of money, oh, you understand, and keep it just in case you mess up. So basically, that's it. Leverage is like, okay, you want to get something for someone, or you want to get collect something from someone. The person tells you, okay, give me that yellow shirt in case you mess up and don't give me my money back. So the leverage is like that's the margin. That's what margin is. So that's like in layman's term, the meaning of leverage and margin. So in the currency we have the bid and ask price. The bid price is the price at which the ask price basically is the price at which the seller would like to sell the that's the buyer is asking the seller, okay, what's your ask? How much are you asking to sell this currency? You understand? So the difference between the price the buyer and the sellers is what they call spread. You understand? So that's why people will be like, okay, oh, this currency has a high spread, or the money, the difference between those two things are high, oh, and most times we stay out of such pairs because they attract our stop loss, you understand? So that's basically the meaning of spread, the difference between how much people are willing to buy and how much people are willing to sell. That's what it's called spread. What are the factors that influence exchange rates in a currency? So these are the factors, fundamental factors, economic indicators, central bank policies, different things that affect the exchange rate. So what's trading strategy? In Forex, you need trading strategy. That's what you need. You also need to learn certain strategies, and that's what everybody uses to trade. You can do fundamental or technical. You need a trading strategy, and you need to refine it, and that's what puts you ahead of every other person. This is the difference thing that separate different traders, their trading strategies. Different things comprises of trading strategies, including risk management. Risk management is something that should be on every trader's number one watchword, you understand? Because without it, it's going to be even if you're profitable, you can't be consistently profitable because you have bad risk management. You understand? So that's why as a forex trader, it is mandatory that you have good risk management in order to manage because you become called one day to manage thousands of accounts. You understand? And even if you're profitable, you can never know if you have poor risk management. So Forex market is a regulated market, even though there are some things that are unregulated. That's why they always tell you use a regulated broker. You understand? So it's regulated because the people are investing their money inside. So there has to be a form of security. You understand? To let people know that okay, their funds are practically safe. Even though I know that there's not much they're going to do, or at least it should be from a regulated broker. There are lower chances of it going under the ground. You understand? So now, how do we make money from Forex? We make money from Forex from the difference between what the buyers are asking and how much the difference between one currency pair to another. Let's say GBP gets to 1 point something something something, and you want to, you know that it's going to buy against the US dollar. So if it gets to that level and decides to buy against you, you're making money from the difference between them. You're making money from the fact that, okay, you know that this GBP is going to be stronger than the US dollar. You understand? So you're making money from the difference in their strengths. So basically, like I stated, if you buy the euro dollar pairs one and sell it at social price, you make a profit of 100 pips. You understand? So if you buy at a certain level and it goes up to a certain level, you're making money depending on your lot size or the size of your account. So basically, this is like the brief summary of everything regarding this. I'm going to be still releasing detailed information regarding certain things and how we could proceed from here.